Woto Woto. The Biafra resistance fighters has demolished Zoo Army base in old Enugu State as they sent many of them to judgment. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Today's date is 11th of February 2024 and I have a video clip for you. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very information because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, I will not take your time. Rather, I'm going to go straight and read the news in details. And remember that this is this kind of news that I read with swag. So without further ado, I want every one of us to delve straight into the news. And as you can see on your screen, I will be reading from the official and verified Twitter handle of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, as he has reacted to this very effect, or should I say, as he has been reacting towards this very effect since yesterday. So I will take you through this very news bit by bit. In fact, I will show you all his reactions, including the ones that came with, laughing emoji, and the one he made jest of this terrorist military that call themselves Nigerian army. I will show you every one of them and then analyze it. And then again, I will show you the video clip which you are already seeing on the screen, but I will play it for you to see what really transpired in that very military base yesterday. And then, before the end of the news, I will show you the current trend, what is happening right now in old Enugu State, especially around that Nsukka axis. So pay attention while I take you through the news. And as you can see here, he said, breaking. The footage of the battle between Biafra resistance fighters and the terrorist Nigeria army. The terrorist Nigeria army are always good at killing Biafra children and women, but can't stand heavily armed Biafra forces. But can't stand the heavily armed Biafra forces. Look how they abandon their vehicles and many fallen. And many fallen. That is the most important. And many fallen. Because as much as many fallen, others will be afraid to come to kill Biafran women and children moving forward. Even though their commanders command them to go, they will say, no, you come and go with us. That is the most important thing. And many fallen, and many fallen, many must fall for them not to come again. Because we cannot tolerate terrorists in Biafra land. He said, you must leave Biafra land. Biafra army and Biafra forces are all in charge. Of course, Biafra army and Biafran forces are all in charge of Biafra territory. Now, let me play the video before moving to the next segment of this very new development. Pay attention.
Nothing will happen. We can back, get ready. We there for you.
This is not the time that we carry placards along the streets of Aba and Onitsha, Igbocha, and Enugu State. You send your Janjaweed in military uniform and police criminals to come and massacre innocent Biafrans, while some of you are in the government house drinking champagne. That time has passed. Now you are receiving it woto woto. As your Janjaweed is getting it woto woto, all of you sending them in the government houses in old states in Biafra territory will also be getting it woto woto. Because once we are done with these people who carry AK-47 guiding and protecting all of you, we shall definitely come to you. Don't think it's a joke. Do not think it's a joke. We will come for you for sure. Now, let's move into the next segment. And here, he said, Omo, the Woto Woto no be here. The Woto Woto no be here. Reacting to the previous tweet that he made, he said the Woto Woto no be here. And then he also tweeted again saying, Omo, this look like a rainfall on them, with laughing emoji. You can see this is just, he's just trolling them. This is just, he's just making jest of them. And that is how it's supposed to be. You can see this is one of their healers vehicle. You can see army. And then let's move to the next tweet. And he said here, please, how is the terrorist base in Opinsoka looking like today? Please drive through and give us your report. It is completely demolished. Yes, you know what I mean by when I say military base. You know what that means. It was completely demolished in Opinsoka. If you know Nsoka very well, you must know where it's called Opinsoka. Go there and verify, then you come back with report. But let me make it clear to our people who may, like to drive past through that very way in order to see what is going on there, to be very careful, because we have received a report that the Zoo Janjaweed soldiers, the defeated, dejected, and the shameless Zoo Janjaweed soldiers have come back, not in their base that is being demolished by the Biafran fighters, but they have come within that Nsoka axis, picking innocent Biafrans, kidnapping innocent Biafrans and taking them to an unknown destination because they are ashamed of what Biafra resistance fighters did to them yesterday. So you must be very careful, especially those of us who live around that very area must be very, very careful as you move. Now, let me send a message to the Zoo Janjaweed military before I continue showing you more reactions from the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, that no matter how you kidnap our people, no matter what you do, I want you to understand that your shenanigans, your idiocy, and your terrorism against the Biafran people will not stop the fight and the quest for a free Biafran state. Because we are not begging the zoo to free us. Nobody has ever begged his or her way to freedom before. Nobody has ever won his freedom in the court of law. Nobody. If you know any country that is free today through court, please kindly let us know in the comment section. Maybe we can go that way if it's possible. So let me give you, for example, as a country, a zoo, for example, is a country that instituted the institution known as the court. Be it the higher court, the lower court, Supreme Court, or whatsoever, is an institution that was formed by the zoo as a body or as an entity or as a country, so to say. Now, this so-called court operates under the zoo, under the instructions of those that run the zoo. Even if you say that it's a separate body, it is formed by the zoo. So do you think that the court will, make a pronouncement that will destroy the zoo, knowing fully well that it will also be destroyed? As the zoo is destroyed, or as the zoo is, divided, the court is also divided. So do you think that the court can make a pronouncement against the zoo that formed it in order to destroy the zoo and destroy itself? If your father is your maker, you cannot tell your father go to hell, knowing fully well that if your father goes to hell, you will also join him in hell. Are you getting me? But if your father goes to hell and it has no business with you, your life will still remain intact, or even more beautiful, you can tell your father go to hell, no problem. But your father is going to hell with you, and you are the one who is going to make that pronouncement for your father to go to hell. Will you make that pronouncement? It's not possible. So anybody waiting to win the case in the court of law, in the zoo at the same time, you will be joking. So we are not waiting for the zoo to give us our freedom. We are not waiting for the zoo Janjaweed to stop, they are shenanigan in Biafra land. But one thing is for sure, Biafra fighters will continue doing the bid. And again, Apalogaka, once they catch you as a terrorist in military uniform, you are gone. Now let's continue. And again, he said, the Prime Minister, you can't fight the Biafra army when you see them, but you can kidnap innocent Biafrans after the Biafra resistance fighters has left your base. When you see them, you run for your life, only to come back for the innocent. The next round will be Wotoski. This is coming from the Prime Minister today. As you can see here, February 11, 2024. Today. Yes. You see, these people saw Biafra Liberation Army and they took to their heels. Those that escaped, few of them that managed to escape, took to their heels, while others who did not make it to escape were sent to judgment and the base was completely destroyed. So now they come back. You see, I just talked about it a couple of minutes ago, that if you are driving towards that side, be very careful, because they are going about now looking for someone to kidnap. Enugu, Opi Nsukka is a famous place, of course, Opi Nsukka. So you must be very, very careful when you are driving around that place. Now let me continue. And the Prime Minister said, breaking, the Biafra government is giving Peter Mba after receiving the notification, or should I say the report. After receiving the report of the Zoo Janjaweed terrorists in military uniform going about around Nsukka axis, kidnapping innocent Biafrans, the Prime Minister has come again on his official and verified Twitter handle and said, the Biafra government is giving Peter Mba, the Oluwole and the legitimate governor of the old Enugu state, 24 hours to release everyone the terrorists Nigerian army kidnapped in Alanso State yesterday as a revenge to the decimated terrorist base, or face another shock. Wow. Oh, say to go. This is wonderful. And in fact, let me, tell Mba something. Peter Mba, you can never win this war. You claim you are the government, you are the governor, you control the government, but you don't control the military. Remember, you don't control the police, but you are working hand in hand with them. So what I want to tell you is this very warning or ultimatum from the Prime Minister must not be a joking matter to your hearing. You must not joke, although you already know him. You know the Prime Minister. You are not in the same category with him. Yes, you are the governor of old and abolished Enugu state created by the zoo called Nigeria, but Simon Ekpa is the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. He controls the government of Biafra at the moment. So you are not, he controls the military of Biafra, he controls the navy of Biafra, he controls the air force of Biafra, he controls every armed forces of Biafra. So you control nothing. Advise your terrorists that you are working hand in hand with in Enugu state to release innocent Biafrans that they kidnapped in old Enugu state, in Nsukka to be precise. After 24 hours, if you fail to adhere to this very warning and ultimatum, you are going to see Nketolo Biati no Nibo. Now, last but not least, he said, as the delegitimization of the Islamic State of the zoo called Nigeria continues, which of the terrorist base do you want the Biafra Liberation Army to demolish the next? Now, this is a question thrown to Biafran people, and if you go through the comment, you see a lot of people are talking. This one say 82 division and Obins. This one say don't forget to keep voting. Of course, the voting is ongoing. Good evening from here, sir. A lot of people are commenting, so I don't have to go on and on and on and keep reading the comments. But this is it, my people. It is happening. Thank you, my people. To salu no mozia and make it go viral.